What's up guys, it's me, your girl cat Corelli. It's episode 303 of my Cat Vibe series. Today we're painting Sargon, King Sargon of Akkad. Finally I got to this after painting a whole bunch of smaller studies and little paintings. I went for something large. I had this canvas which was primed a year ago. It was stretched a year ago. It's a rougher surface. I've used a really thick weave canvas this time, and it was hanging on my wall for a long time. And first, for the first month I was thinking, what the heck am I going to paint? And then I kind of forgot about it, and then I had other canvases which were just kind of more handy, and this large canvas was kind of intimidating. And then after months upon months of painting, I finally got to this canvas and I thought, well, okay, it's time. Now I'm ready to use this canvas. And the idea that popped in my mind was Sargon of Akkad, someone whom I wanted to paint for quite a while now, because I had a few ideas and I had a preconceived notion of what this guy could look like, and I didn't want to go with the standard mask, which is on the internet. If you look up Sargon of Akkad, you will see this, what is it, a bronze mask or something like that of Sargon. I wanted to kind of reimagine him, so I was looking for different people who could serve as reference for Sargon. And there was a few men whom I found, different pictures of different people, and then I kind of mashed up all of that, and I came up with this person, which to me looks like this could be Sargon. This is a large painting. I can't tell you the dimension off the top of my head because currently I'm looking at the screen and recording this episode, but it will certainly be in the description. I'm actually planning, this painting is part of the Mesopotamia series of paintings, because I will paint other characters, entities in this series. Sargon of Akkad is one of the first ones. I will paint Inanna, the ancient Mesopotamian goddess. Inanna with a lion. I will probably paint other gods, maybe, most likely. I plan on framing this painting. I think I'll make a frame, a solid frame myself. I want to use lapis lazuli stones in the embellishment of the frame. It's not going to be a float frame, it's going to be more of a traditional baguette frame. But I'll have to make it myself because, buying a baguette frame online apparently, or not online, is very expensive. And this is a large painting. Plus, I won't be able to find the exact frame that I see in my mind. I think that the frame for Sargon of Akkad should have lapis lazuli stones in it, because lapis lazuli, or lapis lazuli, I don't know how to pronounce that, is a stone that was used in the Gates of Ishtar. The Gates of Ishtar is from ancient Babylon, and lapis lazuli in the ancient world was a material that was oftentimes used by the Phoenicians, by the Assyrians, by the Akkadians, by Babylonians, by Persians later on, was used very often for embellishments and all sorts of things. For jewelry, it was ground down for paint, and these kind of things. So I think Sargon of Akkad absolutely should have lapis lazuli in the frame. This is something that I'm currently working on because I'm looking for a good supply of genuine lapis lazuli or lapis lazuli stones, and I'm thinking out how exactly am I going to go about this frame. It's going to be quite an interesting challenge. This is a big painting, and eventually it will be made available in my Etsy store. It's not going to happen right now. It's not going to happen in the following week, but I will get there. Currently, it's still drying on my wall, and like I said, I will be returning to this theme. Something Middle Eastern is very appealing to me, and it's an interesting subject matter. I think. This is a historic figure whose face we don't even know exactly because all we have is just his mask. There was an ancient queen, the Queen of Ur, and Ur was the first city, first ever known city, first ever recorded city as far as I remember. The city of Ur was in early Mesopotamia, and there was a queen whose name currently escapes my memory. I think I want to try to paint her. All that I could find is the archaeological finds of her embellishments and her crown and some elements of her jewelry, so I think I'll incorporate that. It's going to be a very interesting challenge, but I want to try to paint that. I think it's interesting. Mesopotamia is going to be probably a very long series because there is a lot to paint. If it becomes too long, I'll break it down into sub-series and just return to that same subject matter under different titles. But right now it is what it is. And nowadays, every time that I wake up in my bedroom, every morning, I wake up, I open my eyes, and I see Sargon, and he's gazing at me. It's quite an interesting experience, I'm going to tell you, because what I was going after here, I wanted to capture what this man could be about. He was the very first emperor in the history of humanity. There was no other king like him. He was the first of his kind. So he should have been a formidable ruler, a great CEO of his time, a warrior, most definitely. He was a very powerful man. And at his time, he was sitting on the top of the world, of the then known civilization. He built the very first civilization. He built the very first empire. This was an amazing man. So I had to, and I wanted to, try to capture that and try to figure out what would it look like if you were looking him in the eyes. What would those eyes tell you? What would it feel like to look into that face? And how exactly would he look back at you? That's what I wanted to get at. And once I get to the end of this painting, of course, you're the ultimate judge, and you're going to either feel this painting or you're not going to feel this painting. You might think that I've failed, or you might think that I've succeeded. That's up to you. I think I've accomplished what I was setting out for. I don't think that this is necessarily the only depiction of Sargon that I'm going to go for. I think maybe I'll paint more. But I personally found this painting to be a very interesting challenge. It took me a lot of work, a lot of preparation to get here, and then I had to use a grid for the first time to transfer my sketches and references to put it all together into one big canvas. This is up to date the biggest canvas that I have. I don't know if I will expand and go beyond this and make larger canvases. It might happen, actually. It kind of felt very liberating to paint something large after dealing with smaller studies, with small little paintings, and go beyond the limit of like 30 inches. So this is like 42 by 30 or something. Here we go. Well, here's the freshly painted version. And here is the finished version. This painting will be available in my Etsy store, so I urge you to check out the link in the description. Go and follow my Etsy store. Eventually, this painting will show up there. If you want to reserve this painting for yourself, you can inquire in a comment or via email. You can ask for the price for this painting, and I'll tell you the price. We can also discuss if you want a frame made for it, or maybe if you insist on not having a frame for it, you want a frame of your own, you can go for that. We can discuss this. If you want to reserve this painting for yourself, if you want to purchase it, ask me ahead of time. But eventually, this painting will show up in my Etsy store. That being said, thank you very much, and you will hear me next time.